Holy crap, guys. Do we have a lot to talk about in this video? We have to break down the March CPI data very quickly. We have to talk about and break down how the markets are reacting to this data. And let me tell you, the markets are ripping up right now like no other. And we have to break down some charts, stocks, earnings, what I'm doing in the markets. But before we do that, take a sip of your coffee. You're going to need that. And make sure to get your free money from Moomoo. You get up to 5 free shares of stock, each of which could be valued up to $3,500. Just use my link down below or go to StockSurfS.com/Moomoo. And listen, guys, all you have to do is deposit at least $100 and boom, you get your free money. And with that being said, let's dive into the video. And I might upload this onto YouTube. I haven't decided yet. But I probably will upload this onto YouTube. So if you're watching this, shout out to you on YouTube. We make these videos every morning on Patreon. So markets are about to open up in 2 minutes from now. And spoiler alert, you guys probably already know this, but we are shooting up like crazy after the CPI data release. We see SPY went from $440.70 pretty much right before the release of the data, and it shot all the way up to over $445. So at one point it was up over 1% in the in the span of about 15-20 minutes. So it shot up like crazy, and we had Triple Q do the same thing. Let's see here. Triple Q went from about 342 to about 347.75. It shot up more than 1%, way more. It shot up 1.7%, guys. Big move in just about 30-35 minutes. And as of now, the futures are obviously heavy in the green. We have the NASDAQ up, excuse me, guys, 1.5%, Dow's up 0.3%, Russell's up over 1%. We have the S&P up 0.75%, and look at gold and silver. And we're about to dive into the report here in a second, guys. Gold and silver, gold's up 1.5%, silver's up over 2%. So equities are up, metals are up, VIX is down over 5%. So let's break down and see exactly what the heck is going on with this data. So the headline number in March, CPI in March rose by 8.5% from a year ago, which is absolutely insane. The fastest annual gain since December of 1981, before I was even born, guys, and 1/10 of a percentage point above the estimate. And I guess a good thing here is, well, what I just read, and there goes the market opening, guys. What I just read is not a good thing, but I guess a good thing is core inflation did not rise as much. Core inflation rose 0.3% for the month, less than the 0.5% estimated. So if we look here, I just pulled up the website, bls.gov. The consumer price index for all urban consumers, yada, yada, yada. I mentioned this rose. Well, I guess I didn't mention this part. It increased 1.2% in March, which annually for the all items index that comes in at 8.5%, which I did just mention. And if I zoom down here, or scroll down here rather, this is the bar chart. We talk about this every single month when we get the CPI data. And look at what we just did, guys. We just broke a fresh new high on this chart, which shows the past year of data. So last year in March 21, we had a 0.6% month. We just had a 1.2% month. So we doubled up pretty much from last March, and even, the previous couple of months, recently, February, January, December, November, October, we beat all of those months by a long shot. The highest month of inflation up until this point was in October. We had 0.9%, and in June we had about 0.9%, and in February, the past month, prior month to March, obviously you guys should know that, we had a 0.8% increase. So let's go down to my favorite part, which is the all all the categories, the percentage changes in CPI for all of these different categories. So let's see what the heck is going on. Oh my goodness, guys, look at that. This just hopped off the page to me. Look at that unadjusted 12 months ended for fuel oil. It's up 70%, which is just ridiculous, guys. Ridiculous. 70%. So let's run through these. Again, core inflation came in a bit lower than the estimate, which is why, that could be a reason why the markets are shooting up. I don't know. We'll talk more about that in my videos later on today, so make sure you guys subscribe. And if you haven't done so already, make sure to hit the like button. Of course, subscribe and hit the like button if you're watching on YouTube, that is. So let's talk about these categories. So for food, we had a 1% increase in March, which was the same as in February, and overall we have about an 8.8% increase over the past 12 months. Food at home went up a little bit in March, and we have about a 10% increase the past 12 months for food at home. Food away from home is for March it was 0.3%, February 0.4%. Overall, not much of a gain there. In fact, it was a loss month over month, which is good. And over the past 12 months, food away from home is roughly at 7% increase. Energy in general is 32%. Energy commodities is 48% year over year. And in just March, guys, look at this. This is why we have to wait for this report to really see what's going on with well, obviously, we have to wait for the report to see the numbers month over month and to see the effect of Russia and Ukraine, and now we can see it. It's insane. I mean, look at this, guys, month over month. Energy in general in March ran up 11%. It was 3.5% in February. Energy commodities was 18% in March, 6.7% in February. It was, what else do we have here? Gasoline was 18%, all types in March. It was 6.6% in February, and this is what I just read to you guys. Fuel oil was 22% in March, 70% annualized, and it was 7.7% in February. So the energy is going ballistic, and we're not surprised. We were expecting this. And energy services, electricity, literally all of these, except for utility gas service, that was down 0.6% in March. It was 1.5% in February, and it's 21% annualized, which is still a lot. And let's see here. It looks like used cars and trucks went down a good chunk, which it's about freaking time, guys. First negative month, deep negative month in a good 6 months, over 6 months. Used cars and trucks came in at negative 3.8. It was negative 0.2 in February, which wasn't that big of a deal. It was negative 0.5 in September, which was the last big deep month in the negative, I would say. And annualized, it's 35% for used cars and trucks. New vehicles is down as well, month over month. It's 12%, 12.5 annualized. Let's see here. Apparel is pretty much unchanged. Medical care commodities, which honestly I don't care much about. Medical care commodities, apparel, yada, yada, yada. I'm more looking at energy, food, vehicles. That's what I look at the most. So, yeah, I mean, nothing out of the ordinary. We expected that this data was going to be bad. We expected this. I mean, and that's the thing about the stock market, guys, tying this back to the stock market. Obviously, with the stock market aside, inflation's horrible. I mean, if you're an average Joe, whatever, and you're working a job, you don't have investments, whatever, you're getting destroyed by inflation. And if you have investments, you're hedging a bit, which is good. And the markets, going back to these markets, let's pull it up quickly, guys, and bang out a quick analysis as we just opened up about 5 minutes ago. We got some real-time price action here. These markets are still in the green, and they're running up because, again, I called this out, by the way, not to toot my own horn, but I did talk about this. I feel like a lot of this was already priced in, and we were overdue for a bit of a snapback, and I mentioned that. I mentioned that in my video yesterday. The day before that, I believe, as well, and maybe even last week. I think I did mention it last week as I was nibbling. I don't want to say I was loading the boat or anything crazy, but I was buying TQQQ. I bought some last week, and I also bought some yesterday. All you guys on my Patreon know I bought TQQQ, more of it, yesterday at about $48.50, 60 cents, something like that. Now we're in the mid-49, so I'm up on that, and I just averaged down. And I plan on holding this for a couple of days. I mean, I could be wrong. We might see a disastrous rest of the week, and then I might have to cut my losses. That's just the way it goes. But as of now, I have been buying TQQQ. I'm still holding on, and we'll see how it ends up going down. And we also had some earnings reports today, now that we're kind of transitioning out of the CPI report, which we'll probably talk more about it later on. Again, make sure to subscribe, guys, to the YouTube channel if you're watching this on YouTube. Let's talk a little bit about some stocks. KMX CarMax reported this morning. This stock is down 6%, and it makes sense because they missed EPS by a long shot, 98 cents versus $1.25 estimated. Revenue came in, which beat. Revenue came in at $7.7 billion versus $7.5 $2.50 billion estimated. So nice beat on revenue, but again, they missed EPS and sales. If you guys take a look at this, well, you probably can't. Well, I know you can't see it. Sales a year ago in the same quarter were $5.16 billion. So we went from 5.16 a year ago to 7.7, and I'm sure the increase in prices of cars really was a big factor of that. But yeah, they've increased revenue a ton year over year. We're talking $2.5 billion, which is a lot of freaking money. So overall, CarMax reported an earnings report. I don't think I saw anything on guidance. Maybe I missed it. And the stock's still downtrending. So we're going to have to wait till it breaks, in my opinion, 105, 110 a share. That is where we'll break the 180 SMA on this 4-hour chart, and where a reversal could really start to occur. So I'm going to put an alert at 105. I might put one at 110 as well. Why not? I'll put 2 on this one. And once they trigger, that's when I'll obviously be alerted, and I'll start looking at the stock and make a plan, or maybe start adding some shares on the breakout. We'll see how it goes, guys. So that's CarMax. Apple's another one that I'm looking at because it was up earlier. It's still up. It's up about 0.9% right now. And we're noticing, even though it's still technically on this 5-day chart in a downtrend, which, I mean, it is, we're not quite yet breaking out of the recent highs from yesterday or the day before. We are above the moving averages, which is great, but it's just too early to tell. It's still in a downtrend, but overall, we are showing signs of buying pressure above the 180 SMA on this 4-hour chart. So is this going to be a legitimate spot where we're going to rally, or is it just a point where we're just getting a short-term relief rally? It's just too early to tell. So I'm watching Apple above that 180, and I'm also watching Tesla. Tesla was moving up. There it is, moving up over 1,000. Well, now it's literally at 999, 1,000. It's up about 2.5%. So I have an alert at 1,000, or maybe this was I forget. It was a mark at below. Then why did it not go off? I don't get that. That's weird. I'm going to cancel that. But if we go over, let's say 1,000, we might get that rally to 1050, 1080, guys. I've mentioned this. This stock can catch fire very quickly. So we're showing pressure, buying pressure above the 180 SMA on the 4-hour, like Apple. Let's see if this starts moving up towards the mid-thousands. As the markets, guys, they're only getting stronger. The markets are strengthening as I'm filming this video. Let me show you this intraday chart before we wrap this video up. We just got a huge push in SPY. Look at that. In the past literally 3 minutes, SPY has covered about $1.20 in ground here. Big move. And Triple Q is doing the same. Look at this. Triple Q is doing the same. It's covered about $2-ish, or rather $1 in ground, and we're starting to see a bit of a rally here. So let's see if this holds. It might not. Who the heck knows? But as of now, markets are looking good. We are getting a bit of a rally after a CPI report that was, in my opinion, again, priced in, and it was a bit expected. So what do you guys think? Drop me a comment, hit the like button, subscribe. Make sure to join my Patreon if you're watching this on YouTube. I post these morning videos every single day on Patreon. I also post what I'm doing in real time: buys, sells, call outs, option moves, trades, long-term stuff. Everything I'm doing is on Patreon. You also get more access to me throughout the day, direct access. That's linked down below, or go to stocksurfest.com/Patreon, and make sure to get your free money for Moomoo, up to 5 free shares of stock, each of which could be valued up to $3,500. Just use my link down below, deposit at least $100, and boom, you get your free money for Moomoo. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Good luck today. Good luck today. Peace out.